Hello everyone, welcome back to Gemstone Yoga. My name is Lexi and today I have a super special sunset yoga flow for you all. It is time to let go of the day, cultivate some peace, and really be present. So the only thing that matters right now is you. So let's go ahead and get our props ready for class today. You will need 2 yoga blocks and 1 yoga strap along with your yoga mat. Once you have everything gathered, you can go ahead and meet me in a crisscross position on your seat. Let's let the day go. Go ahead and rest your hands on your knees. Sit up nice and tall. Root yourself into the ground. And if you're comfortable, close your eyes for a moment. Breathing in deeply through the nose. And exhaling, letting go of any tension, any thoughts from the day that you might still be holding on to. Breathing in and releasing. Go ahead and flutter your eyes open. Let's get started. We're going to take our right arm up, find length, peel the shoulders away from the ears, and take our right hand to our left ear and gently bend towards the right. Super gentle neck stretch. This is great if you sit at a desk all day or are on your phone like most of us. Super gentle, but very effective. If you'd like to make this a little bit more intense or more effective, you can slowly rotate your head up and down. Maintaining your breath, sitting up nice and tall. Let's do one more breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Come to stillness. Release your grip. And arm back to your knee. Left arm comes up, find that length, peel the shoulder away from the ear. Left arm to right ear and gently pull towards the left. Breathing in and breathing out, creating space with every inhale and every exhale. You can start to shift your head up and down if that feels good. You are also welcome to just stay in stillness. Listen to your body. This is all about you tonight. Last breath in and breathe out. Go ahead and release and hand back down to the mat. We're going to take our right arm, crawl it out to the side of the mat. Again, left arm comes up, find that length, and slowly bend into the right arm, finding a nice side bend along the left side of your body. Keeping your seat firmly planted on the ground, you can twist your chest open to the sky. Breathing in and breathing out. You can bend a little bit deeper into that side bend if that feels okay. Nice big breath in. And exhale, come on up. Other side, right arm comes up, find length. Left arm walks out towards the left. Nice and tall and lean towards the left. Ooh, that feels so good after a long day. Peel the shoulders away from the ears. You can twist the chest open towards the sky. Breathing into that side body. Bending a little further if that feels good. One more breath in. And breathe out. Great job. Let's go ahead and roll on forward onto our hands and knees for a tabletop position. Make sure your wrists are underneath your shoulders and knees are underneath your hips. Let's go into a couple rounds of cat-cow. So on the inhale, we're going to roll the shoulders up, back, and down, arching the back, looking towards the sky, pressing our palms into the mat. And on the exhale, we're going to press away from the mat, rounding the spine, finding our cat pose, Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, rounding the spine. cat pose. Go ahead and do a couple more rounds of this at your own pace. This is also a great opportunity to add in any organic movements you might be feeling like you want to incorporate right now. Maybe some side to side, serpentine action. Maybe some hip circles would feel nice. If you do that, take your knees wide and just make sure whatever you do on one side, you do on the other. If you prefer to just stay in stillness in a tabletop or take a child's pose, please do so. Again, this is your sunset flow. You've earned this. All right, let's all take one more breath together and come to stillness in a tabletop position. Let's give our wrists a quick stretch. Take your right arm, flip the palm so that your fingers are facing your knee, and slowly just begin to pulse back and forth. This feels great along the inside of the wrist, especially if you write. Maybe you're tense, gripping something. We want to just let it all go. And find stillness. Other side, flip that left palm, fingers pointing towards your knee, and pulse. And find stillness. Great job. We're going to go ahead and come into our first downward dog of class tonight. So what I want you to do is flex the feet, press your booty up and back towards the sky. We're going to wrap our biceps so that they are facing forward while pressing our palms into the mat. We want our chest as close to the thighs as possible, and your knees can be as bent or as straight as you need them. Ew, there's a bug. Ugh. Breathing in, pedal the feet, get a nice calf stretch. Let your head and neck go. It's been holding you up all day long. Right now, it has no job. When you're ready, come to stillness, trying to get those heels as close to the floor as possible, trying to get that chest towards the thighs. Let's raise up on our toes together. And release back to the mat 2 more times. Raise up to your toes, back to your mat, up to the toes, and back to the mat. Great job. Go ahead and look forward. We're going to walk slowly towards the top of our mat and come into a standing forward fold. I want you to put a deep bend in your knees, grab opposite elbows, and just dangle, resting your chest onto your knees and thighs. Letting everything go. Imagine every thought you've ever had, or every thought you've had today at least, just dumping out of the crown of your head onto the mat. Let the mat take that away for you. You don't need it right now. Come to stillness, release your grip, and slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, we're going to roll up, coming up, back, and down, finding our mountain pose. Great. So we're not trying to build too much heat today with our sunset flow. We're going to move through sun salutation A 2 times, nice and slow and nice and gentle. Follow along. Sweep the arms up, palms meet at heart, hand center, swan dive, forward fold. We're going to find a halfway lift. You can use your blocks here. Find a neutral spine. Forward fold. We're going to take our right leg back, find a low lunge, left leg meets it for plank. Shift forward and slowly lower all the way down to the mat. Untuck the toes, wrap the shoulder blades back, pressing up, finding your cobra baby back bend, and releasing back to the mat. Pressing back, downward facing dog. Breathing in, breathing out. Look forward, walk your feet up to the top of your mat, bending your knees as much as you need to when you get to the top. Forward fold. Find that halfway lift. Forward fold. Sweep the arms up. Hands meet at the center. And hands to heart center. Great job. Let's do that one more time. Other side. Arms up. And swan dive, forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. This time we're going to take our left foot back. Low lunge. Right leg meets it for plank. Shift forward. Lower all the way to the ground. Untuck the toes, wrap the shoulder blades back, press up, baby back bend, finding your cobra. Release back to the mat, tuck the toes, press back, downward facing dog. Breathing in, breathing out. Look to the top of your mat, walk forward, finding your forward fold. Halfway lift, forward fold, sweep the arms up, and hands to heart center. All right, let's get into our flow. Find a little bit of inner peace and inner tranquility. We're going to start with a gentle chair pose. No need to go too deep. Chair pose. I want you to put the weight into your left leg. Step your right foot back. High lunge. Come back on the top of your toes. So pressing through those back toes. We want to make sure our knee is not over our toes. Shoulders away from the ears. Breathing in and breathing out. Release the hands to the mat. You can take your blocks. We're going to find a gentle twist. Right arm is going to anchor onto the block or a mat. Left arm sweeps up, finding that twist. Release back to the mat or your blocks. Move your props out of the way. Left leg sweeps back. And today we are going to skip our vinyasa. So we're just going to shift forward, lower all the way to the ground, untuck the toe, roll back, cobra, release back to the mat, downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Look forward, walk to the top of the mat, and find your halfway lift. Forward fold, sweep the arms up, and hands to heart center. Great job. Other side. Again, gentle chair pose. This time put the weight in your right leg. Shoot that left leg back, finding your high lunge. Breathing in. Lifting up on those back toes. Shoulders are away from the ears. Release the hands to the blocks or to your mat. Left hand is going to plant into the mat. Right arm is going to come up as we find that gentle twist. Release the arm back to the mat or the block. Shoot the blocks out of the way. Right leg shifts back and flow through our modified vinyasa. Releasing to the mat. Pressing up for cobra. Releasing back to the mat and downward facing dog. Breathing in. Breathing out. Now this time we are going to walk our hands back as we come to a little bit wider than hips width distance. I want you to take your toes and turn them out so that they are facing the edges of the mat. We're going to sweep the arms up and hands are going to meet at heart center. Now this is where you might want to block. So I'm going to grab one just to demonstrate. We're going to come into malasana or yogi squat. So from here, sweep the arms up, and we're going to come into a deep squat. Your elbows are going to press into the knees, spine is long, neck is long, getting an awesome opening of the inner thighs, nice extension of the back, feeling grounded and anchored. Now, if this is too intense, or you would like a little assistance, go ahead and slide a block underneath your seat and come into a supported yogi squat. Breathing in. Wherever you're at is exactly where you're supposed to be. Props are an amazing way to help us access poses that we might not be ready for or we might be learning. Now, wherever you're at, I want you to place your right hand onto the floor. Left arm is going to come up as we come into a twist, getting a nice chest opening, breathing in, releasing any energy from the day that we don't want to carry with us. One more breath in, and release, come back to hands to heart center. Left arm comes to the mat, right arm comes up, finding that twist on the other side. One more breath in. And breathe out. Great job. Hands back to heart center. And let's come into a puppy pose. So we want you to grab your blocks, put them at the front of your mat. And we are going to place our hands on the mat, shift our hips back. You want your knees about hips width distance. You might have to adjust your blocks as you go. We're going to take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, we're going to find a nice big chest opener. Go as low as you can. If the blocks are too much, go ahead and ditch the blocks. Breathe in and breathe out. If you happen to have the mobility to do so, you can rest your chin on the mat. Shift your hips forward so that your hips are over your knees. You can tuck the toes or untuck the toes. And we'll just be here for a couple breaths. Great job. One more big breath in. And breathe out. Slowly come on up. You can move your props out of the way. Great job, you guys. Meet me on your bellies. Lying flat, I want you to come into Sphinx pose on your forearms. Imagine that you can energetically pull the mat back so that you're getting a back bend. And I want you to take your left hand, turn it about 45 degrees so that it is pointing towards the right corner of your mat. Now, if this feels like enough, stay here. If you want to come with me, we are going to come into a half frog. So this is a great place to have a strap as well. I'll demonstrate both. Going to bend that right leg. And as I learned from one of my favorite Peloton and yoga instructors, you're going to give me a thumbs up. Reach your hand around and grab the back of your foot. So you want to be grabbing the inside of your foot, the arch. Looking forward. Breathing in. And breathing out. Now, if you are almost here but want a little bit of assistance, a strap can be great. Go ahead and put that around the top of the foot and pull. As much or as little as you'd like. This is why I love props. Two more big breaths here. And release. Great job. Go ahead and come back to Sphinx pose. Left arm can straighten out. Right arm this time is going to point towards the top of the left corner of the mat. We're going to bend our left leg. And again, if this is where you're at, this is fabulous. It is your practice. But if you're coming with me, give me a thumbs up. Sweep the arm around, grab the inside of the foot, and come into a half frog. Again, feel free to use your strap here. Modify as needed. If you're feeling extra mobile, you can go ahead and press even further, rotate your hand, and press your foot into your booty for a pretty intense quad stretch. If this is not the night for that, skip it. Three more big breaths here. And exhale, slowly release. Go ahead and make a little pillow with your hands. We're just going to rock our hips side to side. Kind of shake out our lower back. And let's press back into a very well-deserved wide child's pose. So take your knees to the edges of your mat, toes together, booty back, reaching the arms forward, or creating a little pillow with your hands. However you prefer is perfect. You can rest your head on the mat if that feels okay. You can also have your arms down by your side. Let's just rest here. Following the breath as we fill the lungs and fill the chest with oxygen and air. And feel the fall of the chest as we exhale. Noticing where your mind is at right now. And instead of judging it, approach your thoughts with kindness and compassion and just be present. Notice your thoughts, but don't let them become you. Two more huge, deepest breaths you've taken. Inhale. And exhale out the mouth, letting something go. One more time, just like that. Big inhale. Letting something go on the exhale. Good job. When you're ready, slowly come on up. I know I could fall asleep in a child's pose. Go ahead and have your strap handy if you'd like. For this, we're going to come into a seated forward fold. So join me on your booty. Legs out straight in front of you. Sit up nice and tall. Spine is long. Feet are flexed. We can just start by raising the arms up, finding length in this staff pose. And then instead of rounding forward as we find our forward fold, I want you can drop your arms if you'd like, but I want you to hinge at the hips. So that might mean you're here. That is totally fine. If you'd like to use a strap, this is an excellent time to do so. Wrap it around the balls of your feet, and you can just pull in, keeping that spine nice and long as we find this modified forward fold. Should be feeling an amazing hamstring opening right now. It is not about how far you can go, how bendy you are. It's about the practice. It's about what you take away, what you give to the mat, what you gain from your practice. Remember, progress over perfection any day. It's the micro movements, the micro efforts that count. One more big breath in. And release. Let's go ahead and keep the strap around our left foot, or if you're not using a strap, that's fine. Keep your left leg straight. We're going to bring our right leg in so that the inner thigh is touching your foot, your right foot. We're going to shift the chest so that you are almost in a straddle, but then shift the chest forward. And again, we're going to hinge at the hips instead of rounding and forward, folding it forward. So again, great place to use your strap if you have it handy. One more breath in and breathe out. Great job. Let's switch sides. Extend that right leg. Left leg is going to come in. Inside sole of the foot is going to touch the inner right thigh, kind of opening up that left thigh to more of a straddle seat. Shift the chest so that your chest is facing your shin. And either use your strap or hinge forward at the hips, coming into a Janu Sirsasana. And breathe. And one more big breath in. And release. Great job. You can ditch your strap. We are finished with it for class. Let's end by lying on our backs. I want you to walk your feet in so that your heels could touch the tips of your fingers. We're going to come into a quick bridge to the mat with your palms. Tilt the pelvis, roll up, pressing into your bridge. Squeezing the glutes, using the quads more than the glutes to lift into this pose. And release. Let's hug them in nice and tight. To about 90 degrees. Pull over your left knee. Behind the left leg and pull. I highly recommend taking this class outside at sunset if you can. There's something incredible about being on your back and looking up at a blue sky, feeling grounded and connected to your body and the earth in this present moment. One more breath in, pulling just a little bit further, even if it's just a centimeter. And release. Go ahead. Leg and pull. Thank yourself for where you're at today and release into your Shavasana. I want you to follow your breath, close your eyes, flip the palms, and just take in the effects of your practice. Clear your mind of any to-do list or thoughts. Simply think about your breathing and following your breath. We'll be here for about a minute, and when you hear the sound of my voice, you can go ahead and meet me in a seat. Slowly begin to come back into your body. Maybe wiggle your fingers and your toes. Stretch your arms up and roll to one side and meet me in a seated position, anyone you'd like. I just want to say thank you so much for practicing with me today. I truly hope this sunset flow brought you a sense of peace and was a nice ending to a long day as a human. Again, my name is Lexi. This is Gemstone Yoga. Until next time, be well, shine bright. Namaste.